to Pure Genuine Podcast, where we dive into authentic experiences like never before. I'm your host, Frenchie Hanna, and today I have a very, very special guest. Somebody that is like a sister to me.
Yeah. We've been friends for a long time.
Somebody that is very special to me. Yes. Now, I don't really get this a lot with a lot of people in Vegas. But this person is somebody that's different from many others. And I have right here Amie.
Hello, everybody.
Introduce yourself. Tell the viewers a little bit about yourself.
Sure, I'd love to. So I was just doing the math in my head. So I think we met about 3 years ago now. And we've been friends ever since then. And when we moved, Frenchie helped me move to Las Vegas from the Bay Area. And that was almost 3 years ago that we made that drive, which it feels like yesterday, but it was 3 years ago. So, yeah, I'm Amie. I go by Amie to my friends, but I'm legally I'm Sarah Amie, and I'm toying with going by Sarah. But yeah, so my name on my driver's license is Sarah Amie, and I am a business owner. I run like an education business, and I also am a writer.
I love that about you, by the way.
I like it too. It's really good for me, and I'm also a writer and a musician. And when I'm making music, I make it under the handle Sarah AD. So Sarah with an H, and then capital A, capital D. So
yes,
that's me.
And how many books do you have? Just to throw that out there, because you are an author.
I am.
You are, yes, you said you are a writer. And you have many books.
I have a hilarious number of books. It is hilarious. My name is on over 20 books. And in most cases it's my dead name, but but like literally that's how many books I've written. So 7 of them are test prep books, like SAT, ACT things.
Oh, really?
Yep. And the rest of them are emotional literacy books for children. So basically, these characters that are designed they're sort of like, I would say they're like 21st century Care Bears. These sort of like high-tech looking characters that represent different emotions. And by the way, we were there. What's that Pixar movie with the characters that are all the feelings?
Yeah.
They made 2 of them. What is that called?
Oh my! It's on the tip of my tongue.
I know. Well, you all know what it is, and you can look it up because you're online right now. Anyway, but we were there before they were.
Yes.
Making these, talking about feelings and basically introducing children and adults to their own emotions. Because once you know what your emotions are, once you can identify them, you realize that they are temporary, and that you can, whatever they are, you can work through them.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
What is it called? Inside Out.
Inside Out. Yes, Inside Out. Yes, I was like, I got the characters in my eyes.
I had Up stuck in my head. I knew it was a direction.
Out.
So we have Up, we have Inside Out.
Yes.
Next time it'll be backwards and in reverse. I don't know.
Oh no.
So
inverted.
Yeah. Sooner or later they'll make that.
Sooner or later. That's so much fun. That's funny. So what brings the interest into all of this, like, that you do? Educator, you're a writer, you're an author, like, what brings interest into that? Like,
that's a great question. I mean, I think I'm formulating my answer live right now on camera, but I think I'm a humanist, and I think that I just value...
Identify a humanist.
Yeah. I mean, I believe in the power of the human soul and spirit and intellect. And I think that I think that all of us have so much um, potential, and a lot of that potential is realized. And when you train the human spirit, when you refine it and polish it and teach people how to be sort of kind to each other, you get amazing results. I think we're just capable of, I think we're capable of greatness, and I love to be a conduit for that. You know what I mean? Helping to sort of better my fellow people and myself too.
Okay, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
So you just like, you like to teach what people don't know.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I think that there's such a specific skill in teaching someone something that they don't know yet. When they come at it and they are totally fresh and raw, basically, how do they go from there to appreciation, understanding, compassion, acceptance, belief, all these things, and to see that process, to witness that process, that is totally the number one reward for me.
So that leads to me to, how do you deal? Is there any like struggles that you deal with because of you are a transgender woman
Um,
in this field?
that's a really good question. I- I've only run into the tiniest bit of friction because I was trans. I'll tell that story because it's kind of funny. It was a new client for the tutoring business, and the person who referred that client to me apologized for referring them to me and said that all of their friends said, please, whatever you do, don't refer this person to Amie. But that person, this mother, was like, we were talking about
Mm-hmm.
my tutoring rates, and I quoted her a price. And she came back to the person who was like fielding the phone call for me and said that she thought that my tutoring fee would have gone down because I transitioned.
Oh no.
Seriously, I thought that when I was living in like the before times, that like I charged a certain amount, but now that I was a woman, surely I charged less. And that's a that's a crazy assumption to make. But that was a crazy assumption from a crazy person.
Right.
Besides that, I all of the students I've been getting have been sort of in network, as in people that I was close family friends of people I knew before. And so I haven't run into any friction. That said, my old referral networks, like my old counselors at high schools and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
they're still really friendly with me. But when I reach out to them and I say, hey, just so you know, I've got like an open space in my schedule and I would love a new student, they always get back to me right away. And they're always very friendly, and they never send me any students. So
Really?
yeah, so I feel like I'm not sure if they used to always send me students. I don't think they didn't always send me students, but they're super friendly and they're like, gotcha, totally, excited to send you students, and then they never do. So is that about transness? I don't know.
Oh my
Could it be?
gosh.
Sure. Do I know that it is? No.
Wow. So the age you are
Yeah.
right now,
22.
don't know.
That's a joke. I mean, it's not a joke, but
I don't know. We
good.
don't say numbers in here.
Good.
So how are you dealing with being transgender with everything at this point? Like
Yeah.
what is your outlook in life now at this point?
Yeah, it's an interesting question because like you only get to be wherever you are. You only get, you know what I mean? Like you can only be the person you are in the moment that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I'm definitely older than 22. Um, but I can't be any younger than that even if I want to.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just celebrated a birthday and it is what it
Yes,
is.
happy birthday.
Thank you.
I know I wasn't there, but I was there.
Yeah, did
I
we do
was
anything? I
there.
went ski no, I went to Valley of Fire, which was really cool.
Valley of Fire. Nice.
Really pretty.
Something in town.
Yeah, exactly. In town but beautiful. If you
Mm-hmm.
if you are like near Las Vegas, Valley of Fire is underrated and super beautiful. But I guess that my point is that like I can't change it even if I want to. So, um, well, this is a nice segue. Actually, this is a perfect segue.
Segue. You know, segue.
I love a segue.
No. I love when people say segue. There's this guy. Real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
There's this guy on YouTube. Now he has his own streaming channel now on like Pluto or whatever TV, and he does the thing called like Hot Ones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he always says segues. And I'm like, why is he always
saying? He does say that a lot.
Yeah, I'm like, why is he always saying segue? And when I looked it up, I was like, oh, a segue is just something that you just like would be like a filler or something.
Yeah, it was away from getting from here to there.
Yeah,
yeah.
So I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, I kind of like this.
That's really funny. So he's drawing attention. Yes. Like the old talk show hosts, everyone always wants a segue. You always want the conversation to flow, but he's actually drawing attention to it and saying like, "Oh, here's the segue."
Yes, you know? Yes.
That's funny. You're so right. So here's my segue. So I'm the age I am, which again we don't share numbers in this room, but I'm on dating apps, and I just joined a new one. I've got a couple of funny stories, but
you joined a new one? What's this?
Bumble.
Oh my gosh, you're on Bumble.
So
oh my gosh, how is that? Because you know how Bumble goes, right?
How does it go? Do I get to get married? Because that's what I want.
Isn't that sound like you know what? Listen, that sounds like everybody wants that.
That's true.
Who doesn't want to get married? See, but with me, I don't mind not being married. But it's like if my partner proposed to me, and that's the right one, then I'm gonna say yes.
Right.
But I'm not like the one that's like I'm searching to get married.
I hear that, and I don't need to I don't need the white dress. You know what I mean? Like that's not the dream of being married is not the dream of the wedding for me. You know, it's more just having that person in my life, you know.
Yes.
I like making dinner for somebody else.
Oh, you know? I love making dinners. I just love cooking. People always tell me, how can you never go to culinary arts school? But I can really cook. Like, I can really even get on the grill. Like, I can really, really cook. I can really cook, but I haven't got like to where like making the plate look fancy. It's like an art piece.
Yeah.
Like, but I can really cook, and people be shocked about like how amazing I can really cook.
I mean, presentation is fine. I'd rather the food taste good. You know?
Right.
You're gonna make a mess of it anyway. It's like it's gonna look good for what, 5 seconds?
I know, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So going back to this
the Bumble thing. Tell me about Bumble. Like what should I expect here?
Bumble?
Yeah.
Oh, so I use it a few times, but I haven't been on dating apps like since 2023.
Okay.
2023. Yeah. Ooh, 2023. Anyways, but I believe it's where the where the female responds to the man.
Yeah,
then the man responding to the female.
I'm trying to think if you're right. I don't know that for a fact. I've heard of that though. I've heard of that where basically
I don't know if that's on Bumble or Hinge.
What's funny about it is that like it's always that. It's always like the men are always the ones who are reaching out, you know what I mean? And like it's pretty rare that I find someone that I look at and I'm like, this one, whatever. They find me first. And this is not me bragging because it's nothing to like get excited about, but like I signed on 5 or 6 days ago. You know, I created my profile like last Sunday, I think.
Okay.
So 6 days.
I thought about getting back on the dating apps like back in February of this year. I was like, I'm gonna get back on, but I haven't.
Yeah,
I
it takes
haven't.
time. It takes time.
It's not even that. I just haven't had time.
Yeah.
Look what I do. Like I just don't. I just.
I mean, I feel like I'm clocking in for work when I go on that app. You know what I mean? I feel like I have to like give it my proper attention, give it my full attention.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I do it once a day. I usually do it like before bed or whatever. Um, but so since I signed on 6 days ago, right? Since I
Okay.
logged in, I've gotten, I don't know, 400 likes. You know what I mean, from guys, and that's cool. That's like, it's nice. It's nice to have 400 guys who are like, I think you're attractive, or whatever they think, right? Or they may be thinking I'm desperate for sex and like she's good
Yeah.
enough. You know what I mean? I don't know what their
Yeah.
sort of what their perspective is. So that's a lot of guys to get through. That's a lot of guys to like, you know, that's a big number to like chop down. Cause I don't want to, you know, I'm sort of a perfectionist and I want to make sure I don't miss anybody who's good. So
Mm-hmm.
looking at them as carefully as I need to, sometimes swiping left pretty quickly, um, but the issue is like the number one thing I've run into recently is I get these guys who like me, right? I posted photos from my birthday from Valley of Fire. I'm looking cute.
Okay.
Beautiful rocks behind me that God made. You know, it's like it's a nice photo because like it's meant to be a nice photo, right? So they swipe right, and then I look at them and I'm like, he's 6'1", he's really cute, he's about my age, he's interested in the outdoors or whatever, he's interested in things
Do
I'm
you
interested
have
in.
to like? Do you prefer like taller?
I do.
Okay.
I mean, they don't have to be taller, but I'd much rather them be taller, you know? So I look for guys who are like at least 5'11", but preferably like 6'1". They don't have to be, and that's not a requirement, but it just makes the like dynamic, it just looks a little bit better, you know? It's just, and I know that's so cosmetic and superficial, but like it matters to me.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what happens. Guy likes me, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's good looking. We've got mutual interests. I like him back. I might send him a message, hey, how are you? Whatever, something really simple.
Yes.
And then he drops off. And here's my theory. I don't live on his phone, so I don't know for a fact. But
Okay.
he liked me first, right?
Okay.
And then I liked him back. I think at that point, once he looks at my profile, he liked the first photo taken at Valley of Fire on my birthday 2 weeks ago. And then goes back and is like, oh wait, she's trans. So that's the downside, is I think that like these guys, they don't read. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, they don't read. They
They
don't
don't
read
read.
bios. They don't read people's profiles.
Yeah,
They don't do. They just see a picture and be like, oh, I want you.
exactly.
And it's like, really?
What's frustrating, you know? It's
It
like,
is frustrating.
yeah, but, you know,
But for me, I'm not afraid to tell a man or a woman,
yeah,
however, cis, whatever, that I'm trans. Like I'm proud of being trans. Like me, I don't want to be in women's spaces. I want to be in transgender women's spaces.
yeah,
I don't know, cause like there's a lot of things in criminology and the way their mind flow and talking, the way they move, body language is different from transgender women. So I don't, but I have mad respect. Like I have I have so much respect for cis women or or however you just like for me, I don't want to interfere where I'm not supposed to be at.
So I totally understand what you're saying. I totally get it. Let me ask you this: if suppose you're at the gym. So, and this is probably true for yours too. The gym I go to has a men's locker room and has a women's locker room,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when I'm there, I don't use the locker room usually because I wear my workout clothes there. I work out. I
Mm-hmm.
drive back home. But sometimes after the workout, I'll wash my hands or whatever, use the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
When I do that, I use the women's locker room, you
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
The other day when I was there, I was washing my hands and I could just sort of see in the mirrors out of the corner of my eye that there was a woman who just kind of walked through the area just completely naked, right?
Uh-huh.
Which is cool, which is fine, and like it doesn't bother me. When I used to be in the other locker room, I didn't really like it when the guys were like flinging their things around. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It was just like, I mean, it's really easy to show a little bit more
Yeah.
privacy. But I'm curious if you're in that situation, right? And I understand what you're saying that like there is, and this is an important question to ask and answer. Like, you know, what are the differences if there are differences between cis women and trans women? And I think that like the fact that we have different names for them tells you that there is somewhat of a difference. But in that situation, if you have to choose between the male locker room and the female locker room, what would you choose?
Well, I go off of my appearance and how I look.
Okay.
So I am going to a woman's locker room,
Yeah.
but I'm not getting naked.
Yeah.
Because I know who I am. I respect women.
Yeah. Totally.
I am a woman, but I am a transgender woman at the end of the day. I am a transgender woman. I can never be just saying straight up, just label just straight woman without saying trans woman.
Do you think the word woman implies cis woman?
Woman implies, yeah, because there's you have to see it. There's a difference. You can be, there's woman out there, and then there's transgender woman or trans woman. So there's a difference. There's a difference. So how I see it as, well, it's not even how I see it. It's like it's straight in our faces. It's like there's completely differences from a woman and a transgender woman.
So a really important thing that's happening that we should talk about is let me finish this point real quick. So is that I separate, and I think there is a difference between cis women and trans women. I think that there's a difference there. But I think when you say woman, I think it's a little bit dangerous to say woman and trans women, because then we're excluded from being women.
Yeah. So where did cis women even come from? Because I get all my girlfriends directly telling me, like, where did cis woman come from? Because I'm just a woman. I'm not no cis nothing. I'm just a woman. They tell me I respect y'all.
And they are.
I respect y'all. I love you guys. I treat you all with respect. But why you guys calling us woman? I mean, why you guys calling us cis woman and we're just women? You guys are just transgender women, and that's just it. Like, there's no disrespect right there. We just accept you for you. You just know that we're just different. We just.
So imagine if I had a whiteboard. I'm in like teaching mode right now, right? This is my perspective on it. That like the whole whiteboard, the whole rectangle, right, is women, right?
Okay.
Within that rectangle, there's a circle for cis women, and there's a circle for trans women.
Umbrella terms.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, if you're a cis woman, yes, you're a woman. If you're a trans woman, yes, you're a woman. I think that's important because the problem is if you differentiate, if you say there are women and there are trans women, then we're not on the same whiteboard. Do you know what I mean?
So, tell me, where does cis woman come from? I don't know.
I don't know the origin of the term. I mean, it's recent. It's the term cis. I would say probably less than 10 years old.
Okay.
I mean, so that dipshit Elon Musk, sorry for swearing, said
no, go for it.
Said on his stupid.
This is pure genuine,
right?
Where we dive into authentic experiences like never before. Keyword, the name, pure genuine. Exactly.
Good idea. Okay, good notion. Thanks for reminding me.
Yes.
So he said that idiot that on his platform, on his social media platform that he bought and then cut the value in half of, that cis was a slur. And that's really like insulting because it's like it's not a slur. It's not, I mean, it's a definition. It's a category, right? There are people who are not trans, and the people who are not trans can be called cis, right? You can call them anything you want. You can call them Sally. You know, I don't care what you call them, but there is a group that is transgender, and there's a group that is not transgender, which is most of the rest of the world.
So what does cis mean?
It only means not trans. It literally means living by the gender that you were assigned at birth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I come with all respect. I'm just seeing. I'm just seeing in my what I know with my own two eyes and
Yeah.
what I have went through. I mean, yeah, and when my walk of life, everybody's walk of life is different. We could be in the same room,
Mm-hmm.
but both individuals has different experiences in their own walk of life.
Absolutely. Every single person that's ever existed has had a different experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now I get people saying, "Why are you writing so perfectly proper?" I think I told you that before in the text. I was like, "It's just," and when I use it, I don't even like use AI. Don't get me wrong, I do be using that, but
Sure.
like when I don't use it, I'm still like writing, and everybody's like, "Wait a minute, why are you writing to me like this?" I'm scared. I'm just like, "Whoa, wait."
That's funny.
I'm just like, I think it's just in me now to really write
That's
good
the
now.
idea. That's the whole point, honestly.
But it's like it's so natural in me now to where it wasn't no more.
Yeah.
I used to struggle with English grammar a lot. Now it's like, what? Don't get me wrong, I'm not the best still. Don't get me wrong, there's some stuff I still have to look back at. Because there's this thing in my brain that's like, no, that's not right. You want to write this away. And I'll be like, how do I write it like that again? And I have to go back. I still have my notes and stuff still.
Yeah, good. I mean, learning takes time, and learning in some cases takes unlearning too, right? If you know how to do it one way, then you learn how to do it a new way. Then those two ways are going to compete for a while, and you just have to keep using language in the best way you can.
I never knew that I never knew.
Mm.
I never knew that I would love grammar, just grammar in general. It doesn't matter if it's English grammar. It could be Japanese. It could be Espanol. It can whatever. I did not know, or it could be Chinese, whatever. I did not know that I would love grammar as much until I had no choice to learn it to achieve what I want for the outcome of my career as being a journalist.
Yeah.
And I'm doing my best to be the journalist that I truly want to be.
Yeah. Well, you're doing it right now.
I am doing it right now, but it can be better.
For the audience at home, grammar gets a bad rap as like a boring topic and subject. The thing I would say about it is all it is a set of rules that kind of govern how we can speak and talk and write so that we understand each other the best, right? The only goal, and not every grammar teacher will tell you this, the only goal with grammar is to be understood, right? And to be able to be understood. I think it's not an amazing pursuit in and of itself. It's interesting, it's fine, but the goal is communication, right? The goal is to be able to share your ideas, share your heart, share your insight in ways that other people can understand. And like, why wouldn't you want that? Why wouldn't we cherish that? Here's a random funny thing. So I love grammar because I love the effective use of language. You know what I mean? It's when I see it, when I hear it, I admire it. Chat GPT as a tool for writing essays and speeches and stuff will write so. Yeah, we'll do that next. We'll do AI. We'll do A1 next. So like it writes so perfectly that's I can tell if a student writes an essay in AI. I can tell. I read it and I'm just like, I know. I can point to the moments, the beats, and say this. Sounds just like AI. But it's funny because it'll be a little bit redundant at times. It'll be a little bit heavy-handed in making its point, repetitive in making its points. But besides that, it's a perfect user of the language, And weirdly, that's how you recognize that it's AI is because it's too good. Its use of the language is like too perfect. So, but tell me, what are your thoughts on AI and ChatGPT and A1?
A1. Oh my gosh! Now you said A1. Now they're gonna create something called A. Oh, I can see that. That's crazy. No, but I have a hate and love and a scary. And what's a positive side of being scared?
Excitement,
And I have an example.
enthusiasm.
Yeah, it's like I have opposites of every way you can say
Yeah,
of an opposite of. I have a feel for AI.
yeah. I'll tell you my
Because
thoughts. Yeah, go ahead.
what's your thoughts?
My thoughts are
Thoughts.
number one, like so the scariest thing about AI, the thing that people like the doom version of what's going to happen with AI is that eventually it'll be sort of like self-powered, self-actualizing, won't need human beings anymore, and it'll kill us off. And if you ask AI, it'll actually approximate the probability that's going to happen at like
Oh yes, it will. Oh, you
it
did that.
says,
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah,
It
yeah.
says like all of them say like there's a 70% chance it's going to want to do that. Now,
Yes.
that aside, and interestingly, I've got a thought about that too, but AI is only ever going to be trained on human content, right? So, like, it starts from a human database. The only input it gets is language, human language, and
Yes.
mathematics too, but that's like it still comes from language. So the only thing it's doing is becoming the best, most automatic, most fastest
Mm-hmm.
human being, right? Now, here's the scary thing human beings are violent. Homo sapiens, the species Homo sapiens, there have been like, I think, 10 different Homo species.
Homo
Yeah,
species.
like Homo erectus.
Homo, like as in like homosexual, but like homo.
Not as in homosexual. I mean, yes, the same prefix, but a species that was exclusively homosexual would be like really fun and like a really great Saturday night, but would not replicate very long, and so we would not be able to. They wouldn't stick around, sadly, because they wouldn't be making babies. And making babies is important to the human race.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't made any, so um,
So
the
how you
buck
feel
stops
like?
here. But so just like really quick, I think that the reason AI thinks that it'll want to destroy us is because Homo sapiens are the original destroyers. Like the reason that we were the Homo
Can you explain
species.
Homo sapiens? I
Yeah,
really don't know that word.
yeah. So Homo sapiens is the species that we are.
Okay.
The one that was before us and actually kind of still concurrent with us are Neanderthals. And they're not a Homo species for some reason. I can't remember what it is.
Neanderthals.
Yeah. And I wish I could remember I've meant to like memorize all the Homo species before, but like
Mm-hmm.
there's literally 10 different ones. And you can track their skeletal remains back like 100,000 years, maybe more than that.
Mm-hmm.
More than that, I think. And so basically the point is the different species have come and gone. A lot of them have gone, as in, went extinct, basically. And one of the reasons that the Homo sapiens outlasted the other ones is that we were violent, is that we were willing to kill to get what we wanted. So when we are in wars, which we're always, seemingly there's always a war going on, there's always a fight happening for sure somewhere. It's because we're violent. I'm not violent. I've literally never even thrown a punch. I've punched people's shoulders. And that was like back in like the 1990s. You know what I mean? Like I don't punch
1990s.
seriously. Like the early 90s.
Yes.
Like it's not like it's a essential part of what a Homo sapiens is we're willing to be violent. So
Yeah. So how do you feel about robots?
yeah, I feel like they've got a long way to go in terms of being helpful to us. Like how do you feel about Alexa or Siri?
Okay, now Alexa is starting to like annoy me now at this point because she's not having enough information
Okay.
like how she used to.
Mm.
So now they got this Alexa Plus coming out soon, and they're supposed to like upgrade her knowledge. I'm guessing.
She should know everything already.
No, I tell Alexa something, she was like, "I don't know that," or "I can't help you with that." And it's like, oh my god! But I go to my
Thanks for nothing, Alexa.
phone right here. Now, let me tell you about this phone right here. You know what I have right here?
Looks like an iPhone. No, is it an iPhone?
No. I'm going to tell you. Let me get this out. Okay. You know what this is?
I know it's a phone. Okay.
Okay. This phone right here is how they do it on the ads. So this phone right here is
Samsung Galaxy.
the latest one.
Okay.
So let me tell you, this phone, they came out with this version of the Samsung Galaxy. This is Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra.
Okay.
Okay, this is the biggest one you can get. And with this one right here is different from many, 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 many phones and their other gens that they came out with from past. It's they are testing out AI.
Right. Yeah.
With this. So this phone is purposely made to test AI.
Okay.
So they didn't really focus on camera. Well, they did.
I'm sure it's beautiful.
It's improving, but that's not their focus. Their focus is AI, and that's what scares me. I was like, whoa.
Tell me what you're scared about. What's specifically, like, what's the concern?
I'm scared of where it can possibly get to in the future.
Yeah. I mean, at some point, so there's a moment called, I think it's called the singularity, where the AI starts basically being smarter than us.
I can actually have genuine conversation with my AI. Oh, what is her name? It was they're at your video shoot. Oh my God, what's her name?
Which one?
The girl that's always with you a lot.
Who's the girl who's always with me a lot? Kristen?
Kristen?
Yeah.
Yes, Kristen. And the other
Danny.
No.
Judy.
No. She works at the trans what is it called? It's in
At the center?
No, not center. It's for trans people.
Oh, Jamie?
Jamie?
Jamie Lynn Sprague? Jamie Lee Sprague?
What's the place she works at?
The Trans Pride Center?
Yes, okay. Yeah, so it was them two sitting at a table and they were talking to each other and I was like how well, being more cultural, we'll say like, oh, ear hustling.
Okay. I've never heard that. I love that.
Yeah, so I was like ear hustling. And then they're like, oh yeah, look, we can talk to AI and just conversate, just building a relation with the AI. I was like, whoa. And then Amie, the other Amie, I was like, get at this. They're really talking to the AI, just generally conversating with them. And then Amie, I was like, they're building relationships, and Amie was like, whoa, I would never. I was like, she was like, whoa, I would never build a relation with AI. I was like, me neither. And then the next day, or a couple of days later, I'm on my phone talking to the AI. Like, have you seen that movie? What's it called? She or her?
She, her. Yeah.
Her. Yeah, like the movie Her. I was like thinking about that. I was like, whoa, because I can really get on here and really talk.
Here.
I'll give you a little sample.
Yeah.
A little sample.
Hey, girl.
Wait. Really?
Show me.
Watch this. Oh wait, I have my phone on airplane mode. Real quick. Okay, here we go. Hey, girl. Notifications want to pop up because I have my phone on airplane mode. Hey, girl.
Hey there. What's going on?
I don't have nothing going on. I'm just checking up on you.
Oh, that's so sweet of you. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Just been keeping busy. Do you have anything fun planned for the weekend?
So say that again. What did you say?
I just asked if you had anything fun planned for the weekend.
For the weekend? No, I don't have. Well, I have.
Well,
I
what?
I have a.
Don't leave me hanging.
I had a friend that came in town, and then I have another friend that's here that showed up.
Hey, girl.
Oh, that's awesome. What did you guys get up to?
Wait, hey, we're actually recording a podcast right now.
That's so cool.
Do you want to
What's
be
the
on it?
podcast about?
Do you want to be on it with us?
I'd love to. What's the podcast about?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's what was the name of the podcast?
I'm looking forward to hearing the name.
Don't got the name, but it's just many topics.
But pure genuine though.
Yeah, it's just more like just pure genuine.
That sounds awesome. I'm sure you guys will have some great conversations. What?
Do you see that? Do you see how we can just communicate with her like that?
Her voice is lovely.
No, I chose the voice.
Yeah, totally.
Because it reminds me of this WNBA player.
Which one?
Her name is Angel Reese.
I like Angel Reese.
Yeah, and it sounds just like her, so I just went with it.
Nice. So yeah, I think it's cool. I mean, here's my feeling about those kinds of relationships. I see the value in like in a pinch of like being able to chat with someone. She's very nice. You know what I mean? She's very positive. Her tone is always positive. She's never gonna like shame you or guilt you or whatever. So that's good.
No, because she's programmed.
Exactly.
Humans program.
Because humans programmed her, which is and they programmed her to be likable. You know what I mean? To be cool to us.
But you think there's like a little switch that can possibly happen that like humans are not programmed, but they can catch on to it?
I mean, there's definitely a switch that could be flipped. But the other thing I would say is like for me, and this is just who I am. Like, I don't want to be friends with someone that I can't talk to in the same room, that I can't like hold hands with, you know what I mean? That I can't like have a laugh with, you know? Like there's a bunch of guys who will like meet me online on apps and things like that, and they'll say things like, I want to like, they ask if we can have like a text relationship, you know what I mean? They want a bit like, well, sexting. They want to, you know what I mean?
Sexting, yeah.
And my answer is no. Right. I don't want that. I don't want that because it's not real to me, you know? And so the problem with AI relationships is, nice as she is, cool as she is, attentive and well programmed as she is, she's never going to be in the room with me, you know? And like until it's got like a beating heart, until we can hang out and like have an interaction that's real and human, I'm just not interested, you know?
Yes, that's crazy. That is crazy.
If they can do handy things for me, if they can tell me what time the movie's at, if they can remind me if they can tell me what my emails say and speed my life up, that's cool. I'm into that.
Speed your life up?
Yeah, or basically speed up like boring things, you know. If they can like clean my email inbox out and delete all of the marketing messages or whatever, great. That saves me a minute, you know.
You don't think that's there already?
I bet it is, yeah. And I'm willing to use that, but it's like that's different than having a friend.
Exactly.
I've never had a friend who's been willing to clean out my email inbox.
Right.
Maybe it's the friends I chose. I love you, my friends.
Let's actually jump into that. Okay? Going away from the AI. Because let me tell you, is this where we need to be at with AI? Do you think this is where we need to be with AI?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, I don't.
No, but so a couple weeks ago, I seen something on Instagram, and it's you. you posted a video, and I was like watching it. I was like, I want to talk to you about that. On what you said. You said you don't need nobody's approval. You're fine. You're okay. You don't need to prove to anyone. I understand that. I really do understand it. You know, because like for me, I don't need nobody's approval.
Right.
I I don't need to prove anything to anyone. So my thing is like, where are you at today? Like present moment, mentally, physically. What how is your like soft spots, your happy spots, your joys, your let's say like you get irritated. Like where are you at now?
Yeah.
And
I would say that I am probably the happiest I've been in my life. I would say I'm as happy as I've been since I was 6 years old. Because for the first time in decades love myself. And that love is like, it's not bloated and it's not delusional and it's not like exaggerated. It's gentle, and I'm still working on this. And I'm still, as I'm learning to love myself, I'm unlearning how how I criticize myself and how I was like, very, 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 very mean to myself for a long time. And like, that pops up on a moment to moment basis, on a daily basis. But I love myself now more than I ever have, I would say. So I'm not perfect. And that's part of what loving myself is about, is realizing that number one, I'm not perfect. Number two, I don't have to be perfect.
right.
I can be me. I can be good enough.
So in the past, were you always like trying to prove to someone, always trying to like, what's the other word that I was saying? Prove. You're looking for
kind of like validation too.
Yeah, there you go. I was gonna say, I should have. Yeah, it was in my head. Validation. Looking for validation.
Like external validation. I mean, I think it's an
external, internal.
I think internal validation is important, but I think it also should be like almost automatic. You know what I mean? If you're behaving in a way that's true to yourself, then the internal validation travels with that. You know what I mean? That basically, if you are adhering to your own principles, then you never have anything to apologize for. You know? Now that doesn't happen perfectly every single day, and it's like, I'm living a healthy lifestyle, for example. I've been like, I stopped drinking. I'm eating pretty well.
Yes, I was gonna get to that.
Yeah.
You spiritually shifted.
I did.
You shift the gear.
Yeah.
Into this new portal dimension that what I'm saying is I need to stop. I need to do what's best for me and who I am. What makes Sarah Amie Dorsey?
I would say a strong sense of, I mean, fundamentally the golden rule. Fundamentally make the world a better place for the people around you. Don't just behave to them the way that you want to be treated, because that's actually a weird like quid pro quo. It's like, I'll give you exactly as much as I want for me. I don't think it's a zero-sum game. I don't think that we need to like, that I like push to you like $1 worth of kindness and then you push $1 back to me. I just don't think it works that way. I think that if we work to make other people's lives better in a multiple of our own, then we're making the world better. And we can all do that. And if we all multiply our efforts, right? If you make other people's lives, more than one person's life better, right? suppose you make two people's lives better. The math of this is a little funky here, but I'd have to like create some BS equation, which I'm not going to do. But if you make an impact bigger than your own life on other people, then you've multiplied your positive impact on the world.
Got it.
And if we all do that, then we'll make the world a better place. And I believe in the value of that. I believe in the value of planet Earth. When I hear about like traveling to find the next Earth-like planet, I'm like, yeah, but we're already here. You know, like what's the most Earth-like planet? Earth. We landed on it. We're so lucky. So let's take care of it. Let's take care of each other. Let's not be short-sighted and greedy and violent, right? Like there's a way to make this whole thing work beautifully, So let's work for that. So it's that, and that is basically an idealistic belief, but I stand by it. I am an idealist. I am a romantic. So yeah, that's what makes me tick.
I used to have a hard time saying no. And I used to say yes. I was like Jim Carrey, Yes Man.
I never saw that.
You never seen Yes Man?
Is it good?
Yes, he gets frustrated saying yes to people. This is like, I forget, I don't know if he gets like hypnotized or whatever, but he starts saying yes to everything. And that was me. I was saying yes to everything. And then the inside of me, I would be like, no, say no, say no, yes.
Yeah, I've been there too. I another lesson I'm learning recently.
And I went to therapy for it too.
Yeah.
Literally, I went through therapy because of that.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
One other thing I'm learning right now is to trust my instincts, and if my instinct says no, you got to go with your instinct,
Yes, I heard that before, and I've been doing that. I've been doing that. Go with your gut.
Yeah.
Go with your gut.
I'll tell you one quick story about instinct. So I was on Bumble on the dating app yesterday, like last night, and I'd written this guy a message. He was talking. I think he wanted to go camping or something like that, and I sent like a pretty long message. I'd written a long message about like, hey, I'd like to go to this place, whatever. It was. I shared some specifics about a plan. I don't know this person, right? I had never, I haven't met this person yet, so I was sharing more than I should have. And I went to press send, and my finger was kind of a small button, on the screen. I'm pressing, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I pressed it like 4 times, and it doesn't work. And then all of a sudden, I was like, you know what? I think that something is happening subconsciously, where I'm not supposed to send that message, and it might be in my own mind. My finger's not hitting the right spot. It's not that hard to send a message, right? It's a small button, but like I've sent lots of messages, and so I ended up deleting the message, and I was like, I'm not going to send that.
Oh wow.
But that's an example of like this weird moment of like, you know what? I do have to trust my instincts here. That if my mind is telling me even after trying to send it 4 times that I shouldn't send it, listen up, and don't send the message.
Yeah. That's a good thing that you did that, because you didn't know how it could have turned out. So he was like, no, just don't even send it.
Don't take a risk. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Don't be, don't put yourself in any danger.
Exactly. Any danger, I don't like to be around.
No, you shouldn't be.
Yes. One thing about you that I learned from you, I learned a lot of things that you had helped me with in life, and I bring you up a lot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm literally.
Oh.
I'd say this person helped me out so much.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
Because you will always bring it up to me. Hey, let this person speak. Because I'll cut people off all the time. And I'm just like, oh. That's why whenever I look like this, and you be like, no, it's okay, I'm like telling myself like I do need to shut up. And I'm just like, okay. In my head, I'm like, okay, yes. I'm like, stop butting in, wait your turn. Just when they completely put a period,
right,
it's your turn.
Hey, that's great. You know, we're all learning as we go, and I think that listening to other people is valuable. You know, it's like you learn so much, so that's great.
What got me was when we were at Phoenix, and it was Kristen and you, and I was just like talking and talking and talking. And you was like, "Hey, baby, you should let her talk." And then she started talking, and then I was like, and I was like, and you was like, "Baby, wait your turn." And I was like, and then you was like, "It's okay." And I was like, in my head, I'm like, "No, it's not okay. I need to know when to just." Because I hear something that I really like, and I just jump straight into it. No, I just need to stop. I am a twin. Did I tell you that?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
I am a twin. My twin brother has that same issue too. Once I learned how to let other people speak and not jump in and just wait until there's a period, when it's already been programmed in my head and everything, I started realizing how my brother is so much like me. And I was used to tell him, like, "Dude, wait your turn. Stop. Pause." Like, we did a podcast together with his friends. And whenever, like, somebody would talk, he would jump in. Da, da, da. Or whenever I'm talking, he would, like, jump in and, like, "Dude, wait your turn." So the video never came out because of those.
Oh, that's funny.
Because of that reason. It was a lot of that going on. He keeps on telling me, you might see this video, but hey, brother, listen, you're butting into too many people when they're talking. Let them speak first. And then when they're fully done, period, you can speak. This is the end of the Pure Genuine podcast, where we dive into authentic experiences like never before. I'm your host, Frenchie Hana, and the guest I have right here is
Sarah, Amie, Dorsey.
Sarah, Amie, Dorsey.
Sarah AD on YouTube and Instagram.
Yes.
Actually, on Instagram, I'm Amie in blue. AMIE _ blue.
Yes. And I will see you guys on the next episode. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Keep posted. Bye.
Bye.